I saw Prime Minister Yingluck's picture in Japan, and she looks beautiful.
Yes,
Have you seen that?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think maybe because of the weather and the way she dressed and
It's really gorgeous.
yes, and very polite, and everything seemed to have gone well except this Wall Street Journal reporter's blog, which I think must have upset her quite a lot.
Well, maybe she did not pay attention to that. Maybe some other people on her team did pay attention to that, and that's why this we have to sit down and discuss the issue.
What actually did the blog say about her?
Well, actually, I was going to let go this issue until I saw the response from the Thai Foreign Ministry. But yeah, okay, let's get to what this reporter wrote on the blog.
Wall Street Journal reporter.
Wall Street Journal. The name is Eleanor Warnock.
Yeah.
And she was complaining about the lack of translation during Yingluck's speech.
She spoke in Thai.
She spoke in Thai, and according to the Thai officials, the translation in Japanese and in English were given to anyone in the audience before she started talking.
So what was the problem then?
Well,
so she was reading in Thai, and the rest of the people had translations in English and Japanese.
Right, and apparently this reporter, she did not get the English translation, and she was upset about that, and she went back and wrote something on her blog saying she didn't understand why Yingluck did not talk in English.
Yep.
And she also mentioned some incidents in the past that could have affected Kun Yingluck's confidence, like when Hillary Clinton was here in Thailand.
Yeah.
That incident was mentioned in the blog, and also this writer also talked about Kun Apisit Vejjajiva, who
comparing the two.
Quite indirectly, but it's obvious that the two were compared by this reporter. That's it. Very short snippet kind of blogging.
But Kun Suranan, the Prime Minister's personal spokesman, did react to that.
Well, Kun Sunan did respond or reply quite appropriately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you say?
He said that it could have been some kind of misunderstanding, and there was some time constraint during the session, so that both sides agreed to deliver in the native languages, so that the translation could be given to the audience, and then the session could be handed over to investors and business people to discuss further topics. This is what Kun Suradan said, which is completely fine to me. What is not quite so is the reaction from the spokesman of the foreign ministry.
Much stronger than Kun Suranan.
Much more stronger. He Kun Thani Thongpakdi, the Director General of the Information Department, he wrote a direct letter to the editor of the Wall Street Journal.
What did he say?
Well, three
protesting.
He said it is first thing is very unfortunate that this reporter did not pay attention to the substance and only pay attention to some of the questionable story behind the scene, and he just said that the motives of this writer was very questionable.
Motive?
Yes, and he also mentioned that he expect Wall Street Journal not to behave like this. He said that Wall Street Journal has distinguished itself to be different from tabloid newspapers, and he did not understand why this thing come about from Wall Street Journal. But
it's not published in the paper. I checked the Wall Street Journal this morning.
No,
it was in a blog.
It was just
online blog,
a snippet kind of blog.
So it's sort of a personal blog, a personal opinion about an incident, which is not really the Wall Street Journal's main stories or even a published story, right?
It's like a side story.
Yeah.
Mentioning what happened behind the scene, sort of. So this reaction from the foreign ministry, this surprised me quite a lot.
So it was quite an overreaction, I would say. I think
Yes.
Kun Suranan did better by, just saying that perhaps, it was a misunderstanding.
He explained the need for Kun Yingluck to talk
Yeah.
in Thai, but
That Kun Thani, the spokesman at the foreign ministry, wasn't there in Tokyo, or was he?
I'm not sure about that. But apparently, this is a question that he was questioning the integrity of the whole newspaper in his response to that blocking story.
So it was really a non-story in a way, because the Prime Minister was reading from a Thai text, giving a translation in Japanese and English. And she wasn't supposed to speak English anyway, was she?
Not it was not part of the plan because of the time constraint.
Yes.
Yeah, and maybe I'm not sure whether the fact that Kun Abhisit was also there in Japan had anything to do with this outburst from the Thai authorities or not. Actually, but Kun Abhisit himself, he was also get some treatment from the media in Japan.
Really?
He was asked directly whether you order the people killed in your country.
Tough question.
Yes, very tough question. So, but maybe the Thai foreign ministry has put two and two together. Kun Abhisit was there, and this kind of article come out from the Wall Street Journal. So maybe that's the case.
Yeah, maybe it's a question of much ado about nothing, but it's still interesting. A blog, firm reaction from the foreign ministry, and the Prime Minister's refusal to make it into an issue.